Um, we're back with another football video today. I won't be talking about that as much. Gonna narrow it down. Big games, big goals, pretty much that. So, first thing I want to talk about. You had some big games in the Premier League, some interesting ones. Crystal Palace, 2 red cards. It was 2-1, but they were playing with 9 men for 14 minutes and still held on. Kind of crazy. They played Ipswich Town. Um, Tottenham played Southampton, beat them 3-1. Johnson, 2 goals. Great by him. You also had the Manchester Derby, which I think is probably the biggest game out of the week. If you don't know what the Manchester Derby is, that's where Man City and Man United both verse each other. And, pretty much, it's like a huge rivalry. Some people would say it's the biggest rivalry ever. I think it's El Clasico, but for the people in Manchester, that's their life. It was only a tie. Both keepers played great. Onana played great. Surprising. That is probably the biggest game this week. You also had Arsenal tying Everton 1-1. That pretty much settles their title race. Unless if Liverpool keep losing, which they actually did do that this week. Their second loss this whole year, besides for the one versus Nottingham at the start of the year. So you had Liverpool versus Fulham. Fulham won 3-2. McAllister scored a banger. It was beautiful. It should be showing somewhere. If Liverpool sell this, I'm gonna be laughing. But that's pretty much it for the Premier League. You have La Liga. When you think of La Liga, you think of 2 teams, Barca and Madrid. They both had stinkers of weeks. Madrid lost to Valencia, which is actually, fun fact, this is the first time in 17 years where Valencia beat Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, which I think is great for them. 90, they scored in stoppage time, plus 3 minutes. Valencia, great job. Then you had Barcelona, which tied Real Betis 1-1. I was scared going into it because, Real Betis beat Madrid like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And Antony performed. Antony did perform. I think that's why they only tied. But the table is still looking pretty good. I will be showing each table from each league. Barca is ahead by now 3 points and an extra point, which is kind of going to keep them. If they lose a game, they're still going to be a point ahead. You also had a big game from Atletico Madrid and Sevilla. It was Alvarez scored a penalty. Atletico win 2-1. The one thing that I really like about this game is that a Sevilla player scored a banger, an absolute banger, which I will be talking about later. That's pretty much it for La Liga. It wasn't that much this week. Then next you have the Serie A. I can't show clips. I'll get copyright. Paramount, you hate me. I don't know why. So Inter tied Palermo 2-2. I was thinking Inter was going to win 2-0, 4-0, something like that. 2-2. I was scared half to death on Saturday because if Napoli, if they won their game today, which they tied versus Bologna 1-1, they would have gone top of the leaderboard. But now Inter's still 3 points away from Napoli. Serie A was filled with stacked games, which we're just gonna go quick through. Fiorentina played AC Milan, great game. Fiorentina scored 2 goals in 14 minutes. And another funny fact, I'm gonna call it, Musa, the American player, he's a CDM for AC Milan. He got taken out in 23 minutes because he was playing so bad. I feel like that's just sad. Get taken out that quick because you're playing bad at a professional level. So they tied 2-2. You had Juventus and Rome. It was 1-1. Then you had Lazio versus Atlanta. I thought Atlanta was going to win, 1-0, 2-0. They lost versus Lazio 1-0. So, yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Serie A, and that pretty much wraps up the week. But I'm going to be talking about a new segment, which I call Goal of the Week. I'll be talking about like 3 goals, 2 goals, 4 goals that I thought were just amazing. So first, you have the guy from Sevilla. I think he got 3rd place in Goal of the Week. His goal's good, came off from a cross header, finished it beautifully. Then 2nd place, McAllister's goal versus Liverpool. They might have lost, but McAllister scored.
Who's on the edge of the box? There's the shot, and it's a wonderful goal for them.
Like, you have to have the composure to shoot it that far, and he did it beautifully. Then in the first place, with Greenwood. It was off a free kick. They passed him, and he just shot. He drove past the player and shot from the angle that he was at. It was like unbelievable. Shoot it like right below the crossbar, I should say. And like you have to have the mindset. Like the first thing, you have to have the mindset to shoot from that far. Like you have to say to yourself, "I can make it," because like in game, I don't shoot from far that much because like if I miss, then you just gave away the ball. But like you have to have the mindset, the composure, the skill, and he did all of that and scored an absolute banger. And for our last segment of the video, we will be talking about the Ballon d'Or. I call it that because it's fun. So first, you had a couple contenders. The Valencia goalkeeper, he played an amazing game. He saved Rudiger's shot in the 92nd minute, 96th minute. And pretty an unbelievable game. But I thought that would be a little bit boring. But then I remembered there's a certain rivalry in Saudi Arabia. Al Hilal versus Al Nassr. And this is probably the biggest rivalry in Saudi Arabia. It used to be Ronaldo versus Neymar, but now Neymar's at Santos. It was just Al Hilal versus Al Nassr. And Ronaldo got 2 goals. That's why I'm going to be giving Ronaldo his 6th Ballon d'Or. Well, first of the channel. Anthony got everything else. You can't disrespect the GOAT. That is pretty much it for this week. I'll be posting Wednesday, Thursday, talking about the Champions League, because you got some crazy games coming up. Inter, Bayern, just some crazy games. So I will see you all on Wednesday. Bye.